Hey everyone, I hope all of you are doing well. With today's recording, I want to get a chance to kind of just go through all of my clothes. Clothes and fashion specifically has always been something that resonates with me greatly and something I've always valued ever since I was like a high school student, right? And over the course of several time, decades, years, I've had the chance to kind of develop my personal style as I kind of curate and experiment and kind of just develop my sense of aesthetic, I suppose I would phrase it as, or even just my understanding of what complements my body, what is it that I enjoy wearing, not enjoy wearing. A lot of it's trial and error. And I figured since I am moving to San Francisco tomorrow, I'm currently preemptively kind of just organizing stuff so that way the move is seamless. And with my clothes downstairs at the current moment, I figured this would be a great opportunity to kind of just do a recording of this as well. And in retrospect, I kind of wish I got into YouTube and video documentation so much earlier, because I think it would have been really cool to have videos of what I used to wear in the past, right? I think my style most definitely evolved over the course of so much time. On the other hand, I feel with my current wardrobe and the things I have and I wear often are kind of derivatives of my past style, but has been refined and polished up. But aside from that, sorry if the audio isn't the best. That's just because I left my microphone in the art studio, so I'm kind of just recording off of my iPhone, but it is what it is. It shouldn't be too bad. But aside from that, I think the first part of this video is going to be me going through my outerwear and tops. After that, I'll go through my pants. And then the last part of this video would be going through my shoes. And with that, let's get started. So it might be a little difficult for me to record. So kind of wish I had some kind of stand of some sort, but first shirt, let's see, maybe I could just sit it on the ground. Is this Echo 2K shirt. I had seen him live 2 or 3 years ago. 2 or 3 years ago. What I really love about the shirt is kind of just this jewel embroidery that says Pixie, which is one of his albums. Really love the shirt. Wear it quite often whenever I get the chance. And then let's see, maybe I could just move things to the ground. And then with a lot of clothes I have as well and have collected, is a combination of different things. It's going to be some designer stuff, archive collectibles, not collectibles, archive clothes, designer, as well as some vintage as well. So here we have this Yohji Yamamoto Pour Home, kind of a dress shirt jacket. Let's see if I could just get the label. This was probably from the 90s of some sort. The tag here, as you can tell, is completely non-existent, but it is lane wool, which is a form of gabardine wool, which is very lightweight. And like you see here, has a zipper, has kind of that kind of a blazer jacket motif look to it. And let's see, it's kind of what it looks like right there. Something that I really enjoy and love wearing as well. Whoop. Sorry about that. Trying to think of a better way of doing this. Maybe I could set the clothing right here, so that way I could do a top down. I'm gonna move these to the side from now. These clothes in particular are currently being air dried. Yeah, maybe we could just do it like this. So yeah, this is what that looks like. And the next piece is this right here. It is a cap amp jacket. What makes this one really cool is the graphic in the back, which I personally feel resonates with me greatly. I feel with a lot of art I make now, it has this very digital aesthetic to it. That's the second time I've done this now. Sorry about that, y'all. But I'm just trying to like fix up the lighting exposure as well. So you have like this really oversized jacket. You have like the capped amped logo right there as well. I could just like sit it on the ground perhaps. I feel like because I'm moving so much, I'm in the process of kind of like trying to focus and refocus the camera. Honestly, I think maybe just lying the clothes on the ground might be the move. And that's what that one looks like as well. Moving on to the next piece is this leather jacket. It's vintage chaps, which I believe is like might be like another line of like Calvin Klein or something. I can't really recall. But if I just set this right here, really nice fit. It's like oversized. My only issue with it is just the lining in it is like this kind of like plaid brown colorway. And unfortunately, like when I wear this jacket, sometimes like the lining kind of like comes out, which I really don't like. I am considering maybe bringing it to a tailor and have them like swap out the lining for like something that's black. But that itself is really expensive, and I'm not sure if I want to spend that much amount of money for like a really cheap vintage jacket that I got. But a lot of the jackets that I have found as well that are leather, I feel like more often than not just look really tacky to me. So even if it means like spending $200 to fix up the lining, maybe that would be worth it for me. So there's that. And then this right here is just like a black coat. Nothing too crazy. I think I got this from like Muji's pre-pandemic, something that I've held on to for quite some time. I don't really wear that often, but from time to time, like in the winter, like I like to kind of just like throw it on. And I would have to say, what do I have to say about this? Yeah, I don't know. Like some of my clothes too, like is stuff that I've held on to for so long. And I kind of like, I guess it connects back to this idea of like collecting, where like when I find something and I know I really love it, I just want to have it with me as a part of my life. And as I am going through moving, I actually ended up donating and selling a good amount of my clothes as well. I think moving forward, all my clothes should ideally fit into one clothing rack, and anything else should not be a part of my like wardrobe, just because it's probably just gonna take up space. Very much similar to like my ideas in relation, or values now in relation to like toy collecting, where I need to be more mindful of what I own and possess. And if I feel like it's not something that I really need to have in my collection, it could just go elsewhere. From here, we have this like cotton t-shirt material, like Yoji hoodie. It has like this graphic right here with a poem on it. I'll maybe read like the first few lines. It is the punk mentality. These are the angry youth, the nasty, aggressive kids of punk. And these punks will forever be just that, nasty, angry kids. Really cool piece. Resonates with me greatly just because I have a great appreciation for subcultures. Even though I don't see myself as a punk kid at all, I think punks from the past are like people who are true forms of innovators. But also as someone who was an English major and have a great appreciation for poetry as well, I feel like this particular piece is something that generally resonates with me a lot. I remember just reading a lot about like subcultures in like literary work, like with the beatniks and the hippies. So again, it's interesting how like clothes can also greatly resonate with you as well, right? From there, nothing too crazy. This is just like a oversized ECG long sleeve. I am a big fan of just like oversized clothes now, just for different reasons. I think it just looks cooler. It's really comfortable. Kind of reminds me of like if I were like an anime character of some sort as well. Like, I feel like wearing baggy clothes kind of makes me feel like an anime character. As strange as that may sound. This right here is, let's see. I think the brand name is... At the moment, I can recall buying this off the RealReal. Really cheap, and it was just like a long sleeve, but it's very lightweight. It's great for layering. And the reason why I bought it as well is just the bottom hem, as well as like the sleeves, are completely distressed. As you can see here, just like has fraying and just like all of these like blemishes and whatnot. So this is a piece that I purchased for that intention specifically. From here, this is another Yoji piece. Nothing too crazy. Like this is like the ground Y line. But this entire shirt is literally just like it's kind of like a deconstructed shirt, I suppose, or cut and sew, where a lot of different fabrics and materials were pieced together to create this particular look. Like if you see here, you can kind of see like it has like an unsymmetrical or asymmetrical bottom leading up to the top, and you kind of see like the different materials as well that was used to piece this together. Let's see if I can find a tag right here. Ground Y. As you can tell, I do own a lot of black clothes. I do have some color as well, but I don't know. I feel like black clothes is something that just looks good to me. And it was something that I felt like I had to learn as a skill too, like to be able to wear black efficiently. Because there's like so many different variations of black in terms of like clothing material, as well as the shade of black as well. And I'll talk more about that later when I show everyone my clothes that I ended up having to dye last night. This right here is one of my favorite hoodies, and it is the Gap Balenciaga. It was the Gap Yeezy collaboration that never officially got released because of course Kanye West got canceled. But I was able to get my hand on one. Literally, I just purchased it off eBay. I think what had happened was obviously right before he got canceled, a lot of this stuff was already made, and they were just like sitting in factories now or wherever the case they may be in storage. So some of them were in circulation to the public masses, and this is like a double-lined hoodie, so it's like very thick. It has now kind of like had this really nice fade to it, and I've dyed it a couple times as well, which is why the tag is black. But if we look closely here, you can see it says Yeezy Gap, and it's an extra large. And like I would say, like the fit of it, like the way it just rests on my body, it just looks so nice. And I was looking for a really hard time, or really long time rather, for a really nice black zip-up jacket. And I'm so glad that I was able to find this eventually. From there, I feel like this right here is like a very old me. This is a Oakenford long coat. I wore this a lot during pre-pandemic days. These days I try not to buy fast fashion. And if I do, it's something that I must really love. And it's gonna be probably like secondhand. I don't know, I feel like maybe it's time to detach myself from this coat because I haven't really worn it in quite some time. But I'm holding on to it for now in hopes that maybe I do want to wear it again one day. Excuse me, sorry about that. Just had a burp just now. Had coffee and like a light breakfast earlier today with some friends. And then I think this is another thing from Muji's. It's just like this collarless, like, I'm really, for the record, I really enjoy and love buying clothes, and I have like surface level knowledge, or let me backtrack. I love clothes and I enjoy and appreciate fashion, but in terms of knowledge, it's like very surface level. Like, I don't even know what this material is, like nylon, I guess, I suppose, but very cool piece. I remember getting this from Muji's as well. There used to be like a Muji's in San Jose. Since then, they had closed. And that would mean this is probably from like 5 years as well. From there, I think this is, yep. This is, oh, I accidentally clicked, zoom in. Let's fix that up again. Yoji blazer. Nothing too crazy. Just a very simple, nice blazer. My friend actually bought this at like a DIY market that I had hosted, and one of my friends was vending. And she ended up buying this first initially, but when I saw it, I was kind of jealous. I was like, oh my god, I wish I had found that. And then in a matter of weeks, she ended up just gifting it to me. So shout outs to Annie Doe. Thank you so much for this. Kind of has like a shorter pads as well, but it's not like too noticeable, so it's not anything too crazy. Then from there, we have another Yoji top. This one, it kind of reminds me of like sportswear. Kind of has like a gold core to it, like gold core aesthetic, cause like the stripes and even just the material. Kind of looks like something that, I guess like you call them like referees in sports, right? Like something a ref would wear, except it just happens to be an all black like iteration of that. I still haven't really found pants that work with this particular outfit, or top rather, but hopefully I'll be able to find something eventually. This other thing too, like when it comes to like holding onto clothes, I feel like the reason why I'm holding onto it is because I'm trying to find the perfect pairing for wherever the item may be. And sometimes it doesn't work like that, where like I'll have a jacket or a shirt of some sort. It'll be on my clothing rack for like a year, 2 years. And then eventually I find something that I can actually wear it with that I think looks nice. This right here, if I could just possibly fix it real quick, is a, here we go, vintage CDG home jacket, coat type of thing. Has really cool details on it, like these buttons right here. And then on the top has these clasps. And I think my favorite detail about this right here is the fact that the sleeves, or the lining inside, because it's so old, like this is probably from like the 90s. The lining has completely shredded. I don't think this was obviously intentional. It kind of just distressed over time and care. But to me now, right, like it just looks so cool, like this particular detail. So we have that there. And then moving on, this is kind of like a quarter zip Arc'teryx jacket that my friend Jared gifted to me for Christmas like 2 years ago. Super easy to kind of just like throw onto and wear at the office whenever I go into work. Granted, I feel like, I'm pretty sure Arc'teryx serves the purpose of like being worn out in nature for like hikes and stuff. The backing is really cool, like this particular detail with the panels looks amazing. So toss that there. From there, this is, oh, what brand is this? brand is called Hair. Really cool, long gray coat. Let me just take a step back so you can have a look at it. All right, and the really cool thing about this particular coat is that it doesn't have a collar. So that looks really sick. And honestly, like with all these clothes, realistically, like I could probably wear a different outfit every day for an entire month. And to think I even had more clothes than this like 2 months ago, before I started decluttering and selling all my stuff. Like I had so much stuff in the closet, as well as just like in bins and everything. It was honestly insane. A lot of stuff I ended up donating though was like stuff that I have been hoarding from my like thrifting days. Like I've been thrifting since I was like 18, which is like at this point, it was like back in 2011. So however many years that is, right? But definitely more than a decade. And I've had stuff that I was holding on to from that time too. This one, it's just like a jacket, but it's vintage YSL. Some really cool details here are like, I don't know what these are called, but I really like that. And then there's also just like on the zippers, has that like branding on it as well. Really cool. Oops. Just dropped it as well. But it is what it is. I would say I like wear this one a good amount of time too, especially going into the office. And I like the fact that it's like a full zip as well. So it kind of has like that, the option of being worn like that. From here, I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce this, but this is a blazer. Very nice, intricate details on it. These are the pockets right here. And then we have some really cool buttons as well. From there, it says street culture right here. I'm pretty sure this is like early 2000s vintage, kind of like rave shirt of some sort. Super nice. Really love this graphic right here. It just looks, it definitely reminds me of the 2000s when I look at it. It's like a short sleeve buttoned up shirt. It's gonna be perfect for the summer to wear. I don't recall where I purchased this. I think it might have been in Santa Cruz when I was going thrifting at that time with some friends. And I just had to pick it up. It just looked really cool and it kind of just like matches me. But as you can probably tell as well, like I don't really have much print in my wardrobe. A lot of it's just like solid colors and very minimalistic. But sometimes I do have stuff like this as well. This right here is a really cool shirt. This is a vintage CDG shirt, kind of like long sleeve button up. So you can see here. And what makes this really cool is just like the distressing pattern, right? And this is all completely wool as well. Like if you look at all this detail, it's like really beautiful. I had continually debated whether or not I want to sell this one just because I've worn it like maybe like 10 times at most. But it's such a beautiful piece that I, at the current moment, don't mind just having it with me. On the back, it's like nothing too crazy. Like what makes it really nice is just the front portion of it. So that's what that looks like right there. Just have a look one more time. But yeah, I would imagine like 5 years from now watching this, I would be curious to know like what I decide to keep and what is no longer a part of my collection. But also being able to kind of like look back on this video and be like, oh yeah, I remember owning that at one point. Next item. This is kind of like a very oversized turtleneck sweater. It's gonna be Cap Imp. Can't find, let's see. There's the logo. Yeah, like with this one, this definitely makes me feel like as if I'm an anime character whenever I wear it. It also has like these pockets right here in the front as well. Super cool. This right here is just like nothing too special, just like a Uniqlo coat. I used to shop and have so much Uniqlo stuff. And funny enough, like this past few months, a lot of it was me donating Uniqlo clothing to like Savers and Goodwill, other local thrift stores. Moving forward, I'm gonna be very mindful when I shop at Uniqlo. I do enjoy their clothes and I appreciate them, but in a way, like everybody kind of just wears it now, right? And I don't find that it's like special anyway. But this is something that I've had for a really long time now, and I actually do still wear this a lot. I really like wearing a black hoodie under it in the wintertime. So this particular coat will definitely be staying a part of my collection. There's only like a handful of items from my closet right now that are from Uniqlo, and this is definitely one of the ones that I decided to keep. This right here is, I believe it's Yoji. Yep. Wise for Men. It's like a wool gray, oversized. I think it could be a blazer of some sort or a coat. I'm not entirely sure. I think because it's oversized, it kind of fits like a coat, but it is probably a blazer. Funny enough, this is probably my first Yoji piece that I had purchased back in 2020. And it wasn't until maybe this past year when I got really into like buying more Yoji items. I really resonate with that designer's like style and like clothing that he makes, just because it looks timeless, it's very clean, kind of just matches like my entire aesthetic and how I want to go about presenting myself as well. So there's that. Next one is Agnes B. Kind of similar to the previous like jacket I have shown just now. What I really like about this one is just like the pockets. So there's like the small one right here, and then you have just like the standard two in the front. Very minimalistic and clean, but it just looks really nice to me. Like I really love this one as well. So I suppose like the one prior to this one was kind of like an oversized iteration, and this one was just kind of like a regular fitted one. From there, this is a vintage Old Navy jacket in a XXL, completely wool. I generally really love wearing this so much. I had purchased this from a Goodwill years ago. I feel like in this perspective and recording, like you can't really tell how oversized it is, but keep in mind, it is an extra large. And the way it like fits on my body, it literally just disguises my entire body into like this big piece of fabric. And on top of that, like the sleeves are kind of longer than the actual jacket as well. So it kind of has like a really cropped look. Yeah, I feel like clothing from the past, even if it's from like fast fashion, has such like a premium look to it and feeling and just quality. Like the fact that this is from that time period, right? Like the really, I suppose it's crazy to think that's like 20 years ago, if not more, and it's held up all this time. It's really cool. From there, we have this quarter zip cab vamp jacket. Has like this pockets right here. This is kind of like a navy blue with a hint of purple that I can see. There's the logo as well. Video is currently 30 minutes. I wonder if it'll be longer than my most recent video I recorded of me going through like my desk area at the art studio. This one right here is a CDG shirt Coach jacket. I remember like maybe 2016, 2017, Coach jackets were like a really big thing. And this was probably like one of my first few like really expensive purchases I had made. Prior to that, I was just exclusively thrift shopping or just shopping at Uniqlo, which honestly isn't really that expensive. And I remember spending like close to $200 for this jacket. And at the time, that was a lot of money to me, right? And a pretty big deal. And just like the feeling of being comfortable with spending that much money on clothes as well. I would say like a lot of the stuff I have here, some of it is really pricey. But again, like the way I am now a consumer with clothes and how I go about adding stuff, taking care of it, selling it when I'm no longer wearing it, like I think it's valid to pay a premium price for clothes knowing that it will last you for a long time and that you can always sell it for some money back. Some of the things that I had were nice was just like being able to kind of just sell my clothes. Maybe not for the full amount, but to make some money back. I feel like when you buy stuff from like H&M, Uniqlo, all those fast fashion stuff, when you try to sell them, you're probably gonna just end up having to donate it because no one wants to buy it. So there's this right here. Oh, sorry about that. Super cool. The lighting in this video is getting really nice too. So this right here, vintage Hawaiian t-shirt, or button-up shirt rather, short sleeve. Really cool graphic. Can't recall where I thrifted this one from specifically. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it was in Santa Cruz as well. In the downtown area, there's like so many thrift stores. I think I actually got this like a few years back. The great thing about clothes too, right, is kind of like, again, like I said this with my toys, kind of like they encapsulate memories and moments as well. Like I can recall wearing these with a specific time period, who I bought it with possibly, or when I did, who I was as a person during that time. This is just like a work jacket. Has multiple buttons in a navy blue color. Super nice. The fact that it's collarless as well is really cool. Vintage YSL jacket with buttons as well. With this one, I really like wearing it with like the Uniqlo heat techs. So the great thing about Uniqlo though is like they have really good like, how do I phrase it again? Like just like pieces that you would use to layer or just like undershirts. So whether it's like a tank top or like a long sleeve, just kind of like to layer with all this stuff right here, right? With the outerwear. They always have really good stuff. This one is Cambridge Classic, nothing special. But what I really love about this is the fact that one is oversized. And if you could tell, like the sleeves, for whatever reason, right? Like it goes over past the actual shirt itself. So it's like completely cropped and oversized. And like when I wear this, like the sleeves go past my hand as well. And it goes back to that idea or notion of like, oh, like I really like feeling like as if I'm a fictional character, an anime character. And like stuff like this, like definitely makes me feel that way. Honestly, I got this from Goodwill. I would imagine this brand is like nothing too special as well. Probably fast fashion from the past. But it's cool having it just because it's something that I got for a really cheap price, but also just like the way it's cut and created resonates with me a lot. What we have here is a Soul Dog hoodie. Once in Oakland, they were like based in Oakland. They were like a local artist. Unfortunately, they don't make art or clothes so much anymore. But this is like one of their hoodies. Feels like I don't know how to describe it, but it's really cool. Really like this like tribal, neo-tribal, sigilism, cyber like design on it. In a navy blue. And I guess what I was trying to say is like owning this is pretty cool because it's kind of like a time capsule of some sort, right? Like, oh yeah, this is like art that resonated with me from a very specific time. And despite the fact that the artist no longer makes art, at least I have a part of them with me. This right here, YPH. It's not picking up on the camera, but this is kind of like an olive green, but just kind of like a wool shirt. Really nice details right here. My friend sold this to me recently, and it's like a 80s sample piece as well. Super cool. And we just have one more look here. Another one of my favorite pieces is going to be like this Cab Amp sweater. As you can see, it has a very boxy fit to it, and like the neckline, when I put it on, it kind of like, it's kind of like a U-shaped scoop. Like there's no structure to it, right? So it's kind of just like lying on my chest, kind of like drooping down. So it looks really cool. And I really like Cab Amp as a brand. It's like kind of like Japanese streetwear. Some of their clothes look tacky, but some of the other stuff I really love and appreciate. And something that I want to mention is just like, I really like the imagery, like the details on their clothes as well. Whenever it does looks nice. I would say like half their stuff I think is honestly god awful and ugly. And there's other parts of it where I'm just like, oh, this is actually totally who I am and who I kind of like and picture myself to be. From here, just like a oversized Nike crew neck sweater. Nothing too crazy. I think out of all the clothing brands that are sports related, I really love Nike the most. I really hate Adidas. And all the other ones I don't really care for at all, but Nike is something I wear a lot. And then we have this right here. Another Cab Amp piece. Kind of has like an athleisure, like sporty vibe. It has like this mesh right here and on the back as well. Very cool piece. Perfect for the summer, honestly. And from here, I have like this short sleeve white button-up shirt from Everlane. I normally wear this short sleeve with a lot of different stuff as well, but I kind of like having it paired with this jacket specifically. It's collarless, which is really cool. Reversible as well, so I can either wear it inside out with that lighter khaki color or just like this olive green. And the details on this jacket are super nice. Unfortunately, I can't zip it up right now, but maybe if you can see right here, right, like it kind of just have like these like layered look to it. Like so much pockets as well. Very, there's a word for it, but I can't think of it right now. But yeah, like just like all the details on this, it's like super nice. Just have a overlook of it. And another jacket, I can remember I thrifted this from a Goodwill like years ago. And I remember wearing this particular piece so much. No idea what brand this could possibly be. But it's just like a really long, light coat. Perfect for the summer, especially with like shorts of some sort. It always looked really premium to me. And like the only tag it says is made in Korea. Oh, I'm tripping. There's a tag right here. I guess I never really bought it, or I can't really recall much. It is Bugatti Uomo. No clue what the brand is, but really lovely coat. I get the chance to maybe wear this once or twice a year now. Like only a handful of time. But definitely going to be staying in my permanent collection. This right here is a Lacoste jacket, oversized, and yeah, just like, excuse me. I'm not really sure if me burping gets picked up on the camera, who knows. But just a brown jacket, really nice. The only issue I have with it is there's no pockets at all, which is kind of frustrating. I remember buying this for like maybe like $15, new and tag at like a thrift store. And I remember in high school, I had always wanted to own Lacoste clothing, but obviously couldn't afford that at that time. Lacoste isn't something that really resonates with me. It's just, I think at that time, like in the late, not late, but I guess like around 2007. I remember just being into like brand logos, and Lacoste was one that like stood out to me. From here, there's a brown coat, another thing that I thrifted as well. This one says made in Turkey. I wonder if this is like from that same brand from the other coat. Now this one says Barakutasov. Very nice coat. Here we go. And then what we have here, I think this is like a vintage Issey Miyake like subline. High sporting gear is what it says, I believe. Very cool. Just like a long sleeve shirt. It was like this really like interesting like pattern to it. This is probably from like the 80s. This is what I would assume. But someone in the video can maybe fact check me as well. Whoever is more knowledgeable about that stuff. Another vintage, or at least I'm assuming vintage, brown coat. All the coats were like an older iteration of myself, like 4 or 5 years ago. I was wearing them so much. And I like having them, just knowing that I could like probably get into wearing them again one day. But in the meantime, not so much. This one is an Oakenfort. Bought this secondhand as well. Again, I wouldn't want to pay full price for anything fast fashion no longer. But I definitely got this a really long time ago. Like, probably 2020. Then from there, just like a North Face jacket. Nothing too crazy. It's orange. I really love orange as a color, but I don't really have much clothes in that particular color. That sounded really repetitive, but what I really like about this particular jacket as well is it has a cropped look to it as well. So as you can see here, like the sleeves go way past the hem of the jacket. Honestly, I should start wearing this one more often. I think it just looks really cool. Once more, as you can see here, the jacket ends right here, but the sleeves go all the way past it. Good amount too. I feel like finding really nice cropped stuff for men's is really hard. And then back here, nothing too crazy. Just like some Nike hoodies. Most days I'm just too lazy to dress up, honestly. And I'll just throw on a hoodie. I literally just purchased this one this past week. And these I've had for like 2-3 years now, and they've faded over time, but they just look really good. These two right here, the blue and the green one, are oversized, and this one's just like fits true to size for me, like I believe it's a small or a medium. From there, I still have some other stuff here that are regarded as like outerwear. So I have this really cool Cap M sweater. I'm actually gonna set my phone down real quick so I could take these out. Sorry about that. So this is the best I could do, but it's like oversized, super long, kind of has like this yellow banding to it. But what makes this really cool is just like this fishnet material. I think it was kind of like called like this chainmail sweater of some sort. So whatever it is I'm wearing underneath, it shows through as well. So super cool. And then in this bin, whatever's on the ground is like, I don't really want to hang it in the case that it might get damaged. Because obviously clothes hanger is for very specific clothes. And for sweaters and knitwear, like if you hang it, it's gonna mess up the shoulders. This is a yellow mohair cardigan. Super comfortable, very premium. I really love wearing this. Let's see if I could just like spread it out efficiently. Yeah, bought this off the Essence sale for like maybe 120. The brand, honestly, the name's really corny to me. Stolen Girlfriend Club. Not really familiar with the brand, but the cardigan itself looks really beautiful. I might honestly just consider like cutting this off too. And then from there, one of my favorite pieces that I don't really get the chance to wear often is like this right here, which is a Yoji like cardigan that's like super oversized and long. Let me see. And like the detailing on it's crazy, right? This is like pig leather skin, and it's kind of like woven into the sleeve and then on the back of the cardigan as well. I wish I could give you guys like a better look of this, but it's just like super flowy, very, I don't know, it's like super beautiful. And then right here, there's like a vintage YSL sweater. Kind of too lazy to take it out. So there's that, which is all my outerwear. Took me about 45 minutes to get through. And then now we have the pants. So, first pair of pants. These are, let's see, Yoji Pour Home, kind of like oversized trouser pants. And the cool thing about these are like, it has this like leather strip to them on the side of the pants on both sides. Over here as well. It looks really good with like my tabbies actually. Like the leather just happened to like, probably are the same type of leather, which is, I believe it's like lamb. Possibly, not entirely sure. There's that. And then these are CDG pants. Let's see if I could just find. So these are kind of like denim pants. But the crazy thing is they have like the same motif as well. Both these pants are probably from like the 90s or something. But yeah, you can see it has this motif as well, just like a strip of leather on the side of the pants. I honestly watch a good amount of videos of people just kind of like talking about fashion and going through their pickups and hauls and all that stuff. And they make it seem so effortless, but this is actually really hard. Especially the pants. I feel like I'm having to like constantly bend over. These are my Yoji, kind of like the parachute pants, kind of like Hakama style. And then the pants are modular as well because of these cords right here. And you kind of like wear them in 3 different ways depending on like how you tighten them. These are a size 3. Kind of wish I picked up a size 2, but it is what it is. I just gotta put on a pair of belt and they'll fit me perfectly fine. But part of me feels like it's a bit too oversized for me. Kind of wish that it would be like a better fit. Right here. From there, just like a lot of black trousers. Like as you can tell, like I have a lot of black pants. Honestly, most of my clothes is black pants in terms of like bottom wear. People might find it weird, but I think it's nice having options. And with black clothes too, it's like there's so many different textures, shades of black, materials, and all that stuff where not everything I own here is gonna complement one pair of pants that is black. So just having so many options are really nice. This right here, nothing crazy, fast fashion. I think fast fashion stuff I kind of like go through real quick. Gray pants I thrifted, trousers, or rather dress pants. Nothing too crazy. Let's see, Uniqlo. These are really cool. This is like an old Uniqlo collab, like wool pants, oversized. This is like the J.W. Anderson collaboration from years ago. Honestly, the fit of it kind of reminds me a lot of like Yoji. This one right here is just another pair of pants I got from thrift store. There's these as well. Yeah, I feel like I'm not really doing justice with showcasing the pants, but it is what it is. Khaki pants. These are, I believe, like Yoji as well. Wise for men, size 2. Kind of wish these were a darker shade of khaki, super light, which doesn't really complement my clothes that I have. So I would consider dyeing them a darker shade, but I'm not entirely sure how that process would be. This right here, just more trousers, dress pants. Not oversized, but like really baggy, gray Calvin Klein jeans. I really love wearing these. These are my only pair of Levi pants, denim jeans. I really love pairing these pants with the yellow mohair cardigan. And then from here, more, it's like Yoji pants, like really cool, like intricate details, like buttons there. I think on the bottom of these pants as well, there's also buttons there as well. And yeah, just a bunch of just black pants. Not as exciting as my outerwear and whatnot, right? And then the last thing to showcase are gonna be the shoes. I am going to toss these pants in real quick, so give me 1 second. All right, done. And then with that, so first pair are gonna be these tabby boots. I brought them to a cobbler as well, so that way they could be resold. Really love these shoes. Unfortunately, kinda just because of wear, right, and just like creasing, the left side of the shoe kinda has been distressing. But despite that, really love these. So I'm gonna set this here. These I got recently. These are Guidi's shoes. They're kind of like not boots, or maybe they are boots, but they're just not like the full top ones, right? I really love these and how they look. You can see here are the zippers. Person that were selling these had them initially listed for like $500, and then they kept on marking down the price, and at the time it was like $250. I ended up lowballing them, offered $180. They ended up accepting it. And these go for like $1,000 retail, right? So to be able to get boots for that amount, like with service fees and like shipping, came out to be like maybe $220. But super sick. And then these right here are crazy, because I found these at a normal thrift store. It's a long story for them. I don't really want to talk about it, but I could tell you right now, I got them for so cheap. Recently had them resold as well. Haven't worn these in quite some time. Because I would rather wear the boots than these specifically. So those are my designer shoes. And then from there, everything else is kind of just like more normal stuff. I had these came in this week, which are like these are women's shoes, only sold in Japan. They're like in the tabby style. But these are like the Nike Air Walk or Air Rift. I can't recall specifically what they're called. Haven't worn them yet, but I'm really excited to have these as kind of like my everyday beaters. And then like really cheap shoes from Amazon, kind of dingy, but just like black slip-on shoes. I really don't like Vans just because they look really chunky and just like a logo on the back too. Like I do appreciate a good logo and stuff like that, but more often than not, I prefer just being very minimal. And these are just like kind of like black high top Converse, except again, got them off Amazon for like $20. I don't really like Converse just because, again, the branding. But I really like these styles of shoes. And it's funny because my friend was like, you know, despite the fact that you got these off Amazon for a really cheap price, they look really premium just because of how you style and the clothes you wear as well. So there's this thing, right, where I feel like with my personal style, it's like a blend of designer as well as vintage and just normal stuff as well. And it's nice being able to just like play with clothes like that, where like not everything has to be expensive, right? And you kind of like pair stuff to make it look really good, despite the price point or this expectation of having specific blah. I'm losing my train of thought, but that's basically the premise, right? Where it's like matching and pairing stuff. Not everything has to be designer or really expensive, and just being able to like piece things strategically and efficiently. At the end of the day, it makes a really nice outfit. And then these right here are hiking boots. I just need to dust off real quick. And these are shoes that I wear literally almost every day. These are my beaters, just like some sort of Nike running shoes. Big fan of those. And the last thing I want to show is last night, whoops. I did a dye bucket at the art studio. The only dye buckets I do are black, and it's because some of the clothes I have, like when they're black, they may come in as like a shade of blue or some sort, so I like dyeing them so that way they look darker, right, and get rid of that blue tint or hinge. And with these pants, these are just like Nike trousers that, as you can tell too, right, like the tag is like completely no longer white. It's like just blue color now. I've dyed these pants like 3 times now. And it's because I wear them so much and I have to like wash them and they get faded over time. Currently air drying everything after having done a wash with them in the washer. But do these into a bucket with some Rit dye just to get them to the color that I want them to be in terms of like the shade of black. This one is a CD sheet, comme de garçon. I don't know why I'm having a hard time saying the acronym. Blazer. Super nice. And with that, that's kind of just like everything that I currently own in my wardrobe. Again, I feel like personal style is something that's really important to me. And developing and collecting and having an idea of how I want to dress for myself took a really long time to kind of just develop. But at this point, I'm about to turn 32 in 2 weeks. So I feel like I have a pretty good idea of like what complements my body type, just the way I look, and what colors resonate with me, what fits me, all these different like things you need to consider when you are buying clothes and kind of just like piecing clothes and outfits together. And with that, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye everyone.